Hello everybody, it's Blaze from Blazing Flame Studio, and today we are going to be reacting to Max0r's, I would say fairly famous video at this point. Genshin Impact is a playable anime. I once, for a Star Rail competition, tried to quote-unquote replicate this kind of experience with my own video, Honkai Star Rail is playable anime. Could never quite get the rush I've heard that this has. So we're gonna take a look at it and see exactly what this is about. Because I've heard things from, oh, it's a great story, to there's a lot going on. And so let's find out, shall we?
This video is a cry for help. Genshin Impact is a playable anime.
So there is a lot going on within the first 3 seconds. As an AMV editor, the editing already very impressive.
And that's pretty good, since my videos are attempts to make watchable anime. I can't believe it, guys. They made a sequel to Stockholm Syndrome. Welcome to the world of Teyvat. You may have heard of it from all the free advertising that I'm doing. A beautiful post-apocalyptic nightmare world featuring a giant tree.
Wrong tree.
Sorry, that's the wrong game. On our journey throughout the 7 nations, we will meet the world's most colorful cast of children, entrusted and empowered.
He's not wrong, is he? I don't know how I feel about that, looking at that now. But here we are.
Powered by the gods to wield elemental energy as dangerously as possible. I'm just a big fan of the characters in this game. There is no reason in particular. Assemble your team of heroic psychopaths and begin blasting, loading, cooking your enemies alive, visiting Baby's first casino, and with enough time, it will become Baby's last casino. But most importantly, have fun, because the game will try to stop you. I can assure you that the visual novels are exactly what Da Wei intended. So join me as I navigate one of the most beautiful, fantastical, and expensive game worlds ever made, one agonizing country at a time. This is it, guys. This is what $900 million can buy you. Are you having fun yet? Look, all I'm trying to say is, this is a weird episode of Ava. Your pain flies into the sky. Meet the royal ride. Sky and love and for the game has just begun. Turn me upside down. Can you hear the darkness calling?
That was incredible. And I also noticed that when doing the Xiao edit, something I've constantly struggled with is the fact that Xiao's that intro is ever so slightly how do I put it? The framing is very different than everything else. As you saw, it had like these black bars at the bottom. It is so difficult to edit in AMVs and edits like this. So I see I'm not the only one who's like, I'm sure, because I've seen the pictures of the editing for this. It takes months. That is must be so annoying to deal with.
Wow, I haven't been here in 2 years. Welcome back to Mondstadt, and yes, the game still displays your IP address, just in case you're a little bit too critical. This place is where the player learns how to fight, learns how to kill innocent animals, learns that they are bisexual as soon as they see Kaya. So I think it's a great opportunity to teach the basics, and nothing else. The environment here looks like it shares a polygon. I think a good place to start is with our team, the Fulganassaria. Official, every crew got the schizophrenic, personality disorder, mentally and physically deranged, wife material. I'm serious about that. There's a quest where you enter her mind and she fights her tulpa. End user license
My first main. Fischl. Good to see that people still like Fischl.
agreement. Literally the only physical DPS, possibly racist, has the biggest slappy in Teyvat. Sangun cock.
She deserves better.
and Rosaria, who is dressed promiscuously, so we need to cover her up in appropriate garments. God, I wish nuns were real. With our team assembled, we are now able to do nothing because I haven't explained the game. Genshin Impact is a based character RPG where each character wields one of the 7 elements, all of them interacting completely nonsensically. Water buffs fire, ice freezes water, plants buff electricity, a fucking gas leak. Dendro requires 9 tabs of God Academy. My team is based on not playing the game as much as possible. There is genuinely no cooldown to freeze. By the way, what I'm showing you now is considered tame. The game is actually supposed to look sub-mentally deranged. The numbers are helping me to understand what's happening. Of course, some characters are bad, and others are very bad.
We are in that current state where, and I mean, it's been that way since launch. Bloom is just Bloom, and any Dendro reaction really just requires a lot, doesn't it? I hate thinking about Dendro sometimes.
Bad, but many are absolutely game-changing. There are characters that straight up allow me to fly, at least through regular means. This one fights with a pogo stick, and this one doesn't fight at all. My Cox crit rate is -87. The game also allows us to choose from a lot of weapons. I think I have a few copies, each one with their own properties and substats. Sometimes too many substats, like goddamn I'm fighting with a Wikipedia page. We've got bows, spears, paddles, big fish, sentient...
Anyone else remember when the bird was... or not the bird, but the key of Kamadnaj was considered the longest weapon description that we had? I remember. Now we're getting that on 4-star weapons.
Umbrella, child's bomb instructions. I hope you can see why there's a lot of variation, and also theory crafting, a lot of Chinese theory crafting. They take this game very seriously, like right outside of a KFC seriously. And if you're wondering about the gambling, well hell, we'll get to it later. I have a lot to say about it, but for now, welcome to the land of the Anemo god, who is a twink that gets kicked in the balls. This guy's really jamming out. No chat, I'm not going to do that yoinky splinky. Oh my god, he just doesn't give a fuck. So what if I just oh no, he can't be stopped. Well, I guess if he can't beat him. Mondstadt is a depopulated anarchist state where there are no taxes, no police, and half the country is controlled by wolves. Wolves that you never actually see, unless you want to count Razor. I mean, there's the giant wolf, but he's kind of special. What the dog doing? As a result of this,
Interestingly enough, because I believe it's been updated since then, the wolves you don't actually see. I believe there's now the Inazuma wolves in Mondstadt, to tie into the story that those were the wolves that were invading from a foreign land. I forget what they're called. Rift hounds. Yes. And the reason that they did that is because you are physically locked out of getting into Inazuma at any point until you actually unlock Inazuma. So they put those 3 there so you could level up your Inazuma characters. Keeping in mind that they put 3 there, which take forever to respawn, so your best bet is still going into co-op in someone else's world. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Nobody in Mondstadt has any money. Except for the church, of course. The city is undergoing a crippling wine epidemic. Look, I just think it's a serious funding issue when the cavalry captain doesn't have a horse. Therefore, most of your time is going to be spent cleaning up their mess. Their singular mess. Because there is only one enemy in Mondstadt. Yes, from the beautiful ruins of old to the peaks of Dragonspine, 90% of the enemies you encounter are Hilichurls, a sentient race capable of empathy and complex thoughts. Which is why they must be destroyed. Literally take a random location and
Kari Bear. That is all.
Mondstadt, you are 10 seconds away from a Hilichurl. Why is that one unbirthing itself? Really cool that the only organization in Mondstadt is dedicated to race war. They even have their own language, which I'm being quizzed on. Honestly, I'm a bit of a yay data man myself. Really feeling that moohoo yay today. Don't say Nini Zito, it's basically a slur. They didn't like that. Look, what I'm trying to say is this place has problems, but ultimately, they are cool problems. Mondstadt may not be that varied, well-designed, or even have a story that I can't summarize in one sentence. The dragon was mean, and then he was nice. Sun Tzu. But ultimately, this is just the beginning of a long, long journey. This game is planned out 7 years in advance. So as far as the basics go, there is no better teacher than Mondstadt. But pretty much just the basics. I don't think I'm staying for the boss fights. What is happening? What the fuck am I seeing?
Okay, can you stop playing for a sec?
No.
I need to go to my teapot!
That encapsulates Mondstadt pretty well. Though, I think a lot of people agree, just like it's a good place for the basics. It's a good place for nostalgia, particularly for the OG players. I know I've been playing since launch, and whenever I go to get daily commissions to claim, I almost always go to Mondstadt. Not because it's not even the closest one to a teleport waypoint, so. But even if I'm in, like, Natlan, I'll go back to Mondstadt. Alright, leeway. I'm sure there's gonna be some things said here.
For the next stop on our War Crimes tour of the Balkans, we're heading to the Funny Nation. Post about this nation to instantly gain Reddit karma, and for that, we're going to need to climb as high as we can so we can deduce the direction. So we're going to this location on the map. If only there was a better way to view the world. Make sure to land on the elevator. Next, we're going to, shit. We're going to, 1 second. We're going to ascend to space. Why does that work like that? Oh my god, the planet's receding. I am alone in this hell on Earth. I think I'm gonna be here for a little bit. You know.
Never actually got to do this glitch. I definitely saw people do it. But, yeah. Looks like something straight out of OG Fortnite.
It's real bad when the moon is physically below you. Hang on, guys, it's getting kind of dark, so I'm just gonna change the time real quick. Yeah, the game lets you do that. Well, folks, it was nice knowing you all. Never mind. Hey guys, Max0r here, and welcome to, China. It's just China. I really hope I didn't just tank my social credit. In our previous of adventures, we explored Mondstadt to learn the basic mechanics, and also, race relations. So for leeway, we're going to learn that we've been playing the game wrong. But before I can get to that, I need to explain my team. I call it the hot shower by force. Lord knows we need it. Xi Jinping. Yes, this is a man. I know it's hard to tell. He is also ridiculously broken on account of his ability to make enemies wet. Interpret that information however you want. Hu Tao is the owner of a funeral parlor, and she could use a bit of new business. She is also the winner of the most terrifying Sims award. Like, the thread just doesn't end. He's still writing them. Most reasonable Hu Tao main. Yalan is a character that I play for the personality. She is also one of the most overpowered units in the game because she's a second Xingqiu. I don't even care.
Yelan is not the second Xingqiu. Xingqiu is the first Yelan.
That she's a federal psyop. I can fix her. And Toma, who is fucking spelled wrong. Just don't build Toma. With our team assembled, we are now able to trivialize the combat because this team is ridiculous. Fortunately, Genshin is not just a game about combat. It's a game about gambling. You see, Genshin Impact is what we call a gacha game because it has got me in its grasp, which means that the primary game mechanic is chance. Every character is chance. Every weapon is chance. Every piece of every build is fucking chance. Do you know what it's like to have a mathematically impossible goblet? Goddamn elating. Hey, so I see you're trying to level up your crit rate. Well, that's a weird way to spell defense. Fortunately, we can predict the outcomes of our character rolls using some Eastern philosophies. And the answer is, 105 on average. But don't worry, you've got a...
Has that changed since this? Because I know we've had updates to the pull rates since then with the Chronicled Wish and all that, so I wonder if that has changed significantly.
A lot of time. I guess we're gonna wait a day. Because only a few 5 stars are actually available, and sometimes they aren't available. For 483 days, she is in prison for racism.
Oh no, Tainari. It really did take that long for Eula to get that rerun, didn't it? And now Shinha is effectively the same thing, because she's not gotten an actual banner rerun, she's just getting the Chronicled Wish. For those curious, we're doing this for the current Lantern, the 2025 Lantern, right? Is when this reaction is going up. So yeah, it's been a while. Also, Max0r OG player, because right next to Tainari is Aloy. So that's cool.
What are they going to do? Lock me up?
So naturally, we need to feed our gambling addiction at any cost. And there's a few ways to do that. You could explore more, go on fantastic adventures, or find amazing treasures. If you want to stay poor, no. You see, the real money is made in the daily quests, which are a series of useful and normal missions, such as talking to people, murdering those people, talking to the hillagers very nicely, finding the weasel. Where do you go? And jumping on mushrooms. Who the fuck commissioned me to do this? We also have the power to send.
I agree with that statement. Also, I apologize for the continued pausing. I figured it's better for me to do the kind of commentary while it's paused than talk over the video itself. Do we ever actually, like, is there ever a good reason to just go jumping on those mushrooms? How do they even keep popping up? Questions. They require answers.
Send various characters on 20-hour expeditions directly to the coal mines. Look guys, I really need these 2,000 upgrade materials. It's just best you don't think about it too hard.
Greetings, traveler. I'm Astra Abyssal.
Okay.
What can I do for you today?
Yeah, I'd like to send a child to the coal mines.
What?
Put her in for 20 hours.
But traveler, she's going to die.
The lithium is not going to mine itself, Catherine.
But traveler.
Do not question me, Catherine, or I'll have you stabbed in a future quest. Liyue is an authoritarian, militaristic oligarchy controlled by a committee of really hot lesbians. I believe in Ganyu supremacy. This nation is the land of contracts, and by entering, you have made the contract to not criticize the state. Consequently, Liyue is also where all money is printed on the planet. So, I guess Mondstadt's economy is powered by hopes and dreams. And also,
Not the Klee. Oh, the card game. One of the worst things to come from Genshin, I would say, mostly because every update has some minor event that is the card game. And as much as I love Genshin, I love so many aspects of this game. Having an event taken up by the card game every single patch when it could be something else, just, I've never been a huge fan. Do you guys like the card game? Let me know in the comments.
the card game. Look, Timmy, I know your dad's dead and all, but do you want to play Gwent? A minor side effect of this is that Liyue is in the midst of a violent crime epidemic, as in, the majority of enemies in Liyue are human, and even worse, they're poor. So poor, in fact, that they're forced to fight you with Molotov cocktails and farming equipment. What is your plan, my guy? The masculine urge to dig a hole. By the way, we're the good guys. Speaking of digging holes, I should probably address this. It's a little difficult to ignore. You see, there are many beautiful places to see in Liyue, such as Night City, the fucking rice fields, the most annoying place to navigate on the earth. Like, please stop giving me commissions here. And then we have the Chasm, which is a secret underground labyrinth containing all of the game's eldritch horrors. And yes, this is just the entrance to the Chasm.
Not to worry, Inkonomiya contains the rest of the game's eldritch horrors. And Natlan.
Yeah, there's no sound effect for that. If you die down here, no one will hear your screams. As soon as you think you're done exploring, it just keeps going down. The devs had to add moon shoes to the game so I could keep playing it. Now that we're trapped down here, we only have two options remaining. We need to mine and we need to craft. The second part will come later. Okay, so now it's later. Unfortunately, I cannot craft a sense of humor. Look, what I'm trying to say is Liyue is a very diverse place. Certainly more diverse than Hilichurl Field number 6. But most importantly, Liyue is a land of questions. What secrets lie in this mysterious land? What adventures are still to be had? Am I gay now? It's almost enough to make you forget the nightmare pit. And look, Liyue might have a few issues with organized crime, sea monster attacks. It happens twice. And the landscape always trying to kill me. But hey, at least the story's up. It's okay. Can anyone here tell me why like there's like a giant bird next to me? It's weird. Oh fuck, where am I? Diagon Alley.
What's up, gang? It's me, Arutakito.
So I'm guessing we're about to go to Inazuma. Also, that is an accurate depiction of Aratagi Ito. No one can tell me otherwise.
Okay guys, listen, we need to reach Japan. Don't worry, I have a plan to bypass immigration. We are going to walk there. Yes, that's right, we're going to... Excuse me, we're going to travel underneath the ocean. So apparently I just have to, Uh-huh. That actually worked. Okay, I think I've...
I have tried this glitch recently, and it did not work. I believe this has been patched. Now, there may be another way to get under the ocean that I do not know yet, but I believe as of now, this has currently been patched. And if you do get down here, if you have Sayu, it does make the exploration a bit easier. Mavika, to an extent as well, though I haven't been able to test it since they patched it.
Made a mistake. It's time to descend into the abyssal zone. Just to watch out for the void. What do I do about this? So I think I've been walking for, 20 minutes. I don't like this anymore. Okay, we're pretty close now, so, I don't think we're close enough. Please no, please no, please no. How am I drowning there? What is up, my Thades and Gentlethems? Welcome to the land of Inazuma, a home to nobody because no one is properly housed in Inazuma. Previously, Mondstadt taught us how to play, and Lee Wei taught us how to simp. Well, the land of lightning is here to teach us that we have not felt true pain yet. But first, let's go over our team, which I will be calling the, Yandere Benzos. Yai Miko, Max0r, Sigma female, kidnapped a man and force feminized him. God, I wish that was me.
Traveler, I'm making a call-out post to my twitter.com.
What the fuck are you saying?
I'm gonna piss on the fucking moon.
Bruce, you can literally name him Bruce. That is actually how it appears in game. In fact, we could name him all kinds of things, such as Baby Girl, Dr. Ligma, Wabujidashanguo, Ballfart, Testicles. What is that? And last but not least, Hokashish, Hatsune Miku. This is literally just Miku. Like, they didn't even try to hide it. And Bennett, who is the single most overpowered unit in the game. Like, Genshin doesn't have power creep because of Bennett. Send this bitch to the cold.
I hate how true that is. We seriously are in a world where Bennett went from completely unthought of at the start of the game to being one of the most powerful units in the game, to the point where people don't even activate his C6. It is honestly incredible. I myself am not a huge fan of Bennett, but I end up using him for Abyss and Imaginarium Theater just because of how good he is. Also, I completely forget to ever send this guy on expeditions or send anybody on expeditions.
Mines and have his testicles exploded. Now, my previous teams, they were kind of nice, but this time, I'm not playing nice. I'm playing for funny numbers. Every single member is optimized beyond the boundaries of reason. I rolled 6 copies of Hatsune Miku, and now I can kill Tortellini in 2 attacks. It, cost $50. Also, Bruce can, fly. Like, actual flight. It breaks like half the game's AI when you do it. They're just very confused. My entire team is him shooting down at the peasants like an attack helicopter. Just, don't ask me how long I farmed for this. I had to grind for this view. Hang on a fucking second. She's wearing socks in the water. Something is horribly wrong with this country. Inazuma is a third-world isolationist dictatorship, mostly occupied by catastrophic disasters, both natural and man-made, but mostly man-made. Me and the fellas watching Oppenheimer in the IMAX. Inazuma is also engulfed in a decades-long civil war, resulting in mass unemployment and a refugee crisis. Naturally, this is reflected in the enemy variety, because to visit Inazuma is to be accosted by hundreds of jacked homeless people. Like, these guys just stand in the rain all day. How do the Hilichurls have more shelter than this? It is also a land of many islands, which all act as their own individual insurgencies. So I think this is a great opportunity to educate you as to why you should never visit Inazuma. You know, besides, the fucking puzzles. This shit is the work of Satan. Narugami Island is the...
Fun fact about those particular puzzles, Zhongli can basically cheat that by putting his pillar down, because it will interact with all of the puzzle pieces around and just rotate them, and eventually it'll just auto-solve itself. Fun tip for anyone who needs help with those puzzles in Inazuma.
the only place in Inazuma resembling a civilization. The rest is basically just Martin Luther King Boulevard. The only disaster this island has to worry about is the government, and her name is the Raiden Shogun. Kanazuka is the first island to be made uninhabitable by nuclear weapons testing, which then proceeds to leak out of the elephant's foot in an amount so dangerous it makes Chernobyl look like Clown College. I mean, I guess there's also the Kujo encampment, but we don't go to the Kujo encampment. Well, that's enough of that. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Yashiori is an absolute nightmare on account of the non-stop lightning storm and slightly imposing giant skull. My favorite activity is going to this place. It limits the land the lightning can strike, so it just fucking whacks you. Looks like another beautiful day in the great land of Inazuma. Of course, I could fix the problem if I wanted to, but when I began the quest to remove the lightning, I was struck by it. I'm gonna take that as a sign from God. Seirai Island is
One of the quests that I regret doing, because for the longest time after this part of Inazuma came out, I mained Raiden for a significant period during this time. And that was just free hydroelectro reactions. And when I got rid of it, I kind of got rid of that as well. So, kind of wish I'd kept it. But we take what we get, I guess.
what happens when Mr. Beast donates 50 megatons of ionizing radiation to families in need. Like, this shit makes Evangelion look like a comedy special. The fact that there aren't even homeless people here probably tells you all you need to know. Surumi Island is a very isolated place, populated for thousands of years by bird-worshipping savages who need their mineral resources exploited. President Biden, please send Raytheon missiles so I can buy Dasani water and Cheetos. I just think it has something to do with the, interdimensional dog. Watatsumi Island is really nice. Like, what the fuck? Does this even count as an island? It's just so beautiful. I sure hope.
I have a feeling he's about to finish this, but yes, there is. It's nice until you look down.
It's not hiding some kind of horrifying dark secret.
Yep.
Oh, Enkanomiya is fucking Atlantis. You get there by jumping into the giant hole, and it's like, how is this legal? Are the developers okay? This place was once home to a thriving civilization, which collapsed nearly instantly after they discovered TikTok. It also allows me to toggle the powers of the artificial sun, and holy shit, this 5G connection is crazy. Look, I think you've got the idea at this point. As much as I've talked about reactions and children, Genshin Impact at its core is an exploration game, because it makes you explore your sexuality, and that fact alone makes Inazuma one of the best areas. If you don't count the story. Please kill me, mommy, I've been a bad boy. And okay, this nation might be lacking in housing, basic infrastructure, and some unbombed land, but honestly, that's just part of the rustic charm. How else do you think this island got a giant crater? Just be glad you don't have to live in Inazuma. It's all fun and games until you piss off the geometry.
Hi guys, it's me, Goro. Goro. Oh, is that peanut butter?
What the fuck?
Poor Goro. Forced feminized and forced into dog stereotype. Great intro music for Sumeru.
Alright fellas, for our next stop, we're going to enter the Weed Land. We need to smoke that Zaza and fall unconscious. And to do that, all we have to do is not be stuck in Inazuma. So if you were a fan of our undersea adventure, then don't worry. This glitch is much worse. All we've got to do is, whatever that was. I can't let go of the W button, by the way. Get ready to receive some Holy Spirit.
Didn't actually do this glitch, and never saw anybody do this glitch. How do people find these?
Okay, so we're just going down to we're going to Silent Hill now. Sorry guys, it looks like we're approaching meltdown. Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Max0r. 1 second guys, my mom's calling me. Hey mom, 1 second, I'm flying to get that Zaza.
What does that mean?
It means I'm low-key in a battle bus.
Sometimes I wish you were normal.
Okay, where are we dropping, boys? Perfect landing. Hey there, my little Genshits. Welcome to the land of Sumeru. Hittite jump scare. The only nation in Genshin Impact that can use the internet, mostly for racism. Good to see that nothing's changed. It is also absurdly gigantic. Like, the map screen can't even see all of it. But before we can get into the intricacies
and we think that Sumeru is bad, and we look at Fontaine. Also, great place to pause. Sorry about that, Barbara.
Of Sumerian society. I have to explain my team. The kindergarten. Nahida is... I can explain. My girl at 10, but she is 10. Nahida is the literal god of knowledge. If you count knowledge as the personal thoughts of every NPC in Sumeru, which she can read. Even when I log into Discord, there's no escaping her. Oh my fucking god, they're still typing it. How many emotes do these people have?
Does watching you count as a hobby?
What?
I've actually been watching you for a long time already.
Excuse me, what? Nilu has a completely hollow skull. There is nothing happening inside her head. She could not pass an eye exam. Sangonomiya Koko... Wait a minute.
Not the Nilu slander. Sure, she was the defining catalyst of Sumeru. We were in her head. I will say nothing else to prevent spoilers for those who have not done Sumeru yet.
I've seen you before, but fellas, I've got something to admit. You see, Kokomi's damage scales on health, her healing scales on health, and yes, even her health scales on health. So naturally, when it came time to build her, I used the wrong stat. It makes the numbers funnier. Yao Yao is very cute and muddy. Her playstyle is chill and relaxing. In fact, you don't even have to play as Yao Yao. You play as her artificial beast given life. It throws vegetables at them. How many people would you kill for Yao Yao is not the right question. The right question is how many people I would allow to live. Personally, I think this team is really good for not having a DPS, and we are going to need it for all the funny and interesting events this
Sure, you have a DPS. It's called Bloom.
game has to offer. Because, dear viewer, I lied to you. The best way to make money is not actually the Weasel minigame. It is participating in temporary event content, which I can only describe as punishment for developers who are too insane. Event content such as Prop Hunt, a game where you disguise yourselves as various household items to escape the wrath of very stupid people. Oh god, I think he's got a whiff. Wow guys, this is just like Genshin Impact.
Yeah, but I don't have to pay to see kids.
You know what? I think it's about time that I show off my winning strategies. Fellas, I've got a good feeling about this one. All we've got to do is, Yep. Next, you gotta do this. He will never find me this way. Does he know? Oh my god, he doesn't know. Wait a second, no. Alright, fellas, I got a plan for this map. We're just gonna stand here. He has no clue. I can't. Why is it working like this? I'm sorry, guys. Looking up is really hard. I am torturing this man. You could say that he's among us.
Look, Layla's a bit tired. She doesn't want to lift her head.
We also have event content like the boat minigame.
I despise the boat minigame. This is the only thing that I think I hate more than Theater Mechanicus. The boat controls are just so bad. Particularly when you're trying to do tight paths.
I'm having so much fun with the boat minigame. The Pokemon Tournament arc. What is happening on my screen? Does that man have a fucking gun? The beetle cockfighting. I've always wanted to beat a child. And my personal favorite, Chinese New Year. Because it makes me the most money. Just, don't look up any of the cutscenes.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you too buzzing by? Got no way
What the fuck? You know, Hu Tao, I think you've got some hidden talent. Please keep it hidden.
People were not a huge fan of this Lantern Rite. Also, we're doing this, as I mentioned earlier, on effectively a couple days from Genshin's newest Lantern Rite. The first Lantern Rite was absolutely incredible. The second one was also very good. All of them have been very good in their own regards with story, aesthetic. And honestly, Hu Tao did her best.
That rap wasn't released, it fucking escaped. Kaya, you gotta watch out, buddy. You're rolling to the ragging too much. Sumeru is an autocratic Orwellian surveillance state with a little hint of apartheid, governed by the worst organization imaginable. University. This nation is the land of knowledge, with most of it being devoted to new, more efficient ways to be racist. And to that end, Sumeru is segregated between two distinct parts, each with their own unique ways to kill you. The forest is a terrifying safari hellscape where each animal is not only able to kill you, but is evolved to. We've got tigers, cows, crocodiles, robot dinosaur, fungus dinosaur. Welcome to Jurassic Park. And my favorite animal type, poor people. But most importantly, the forest is where the white people live, and they're filling the library with video essays. This is the academia, who control Sumeru by spreading misinformation on the internet. Raiden, the academia doesn't want you to know this, but you can steal ducks from the public park. They're free, Raiden. The desert is a desolate, abandoned wasteland, once home to a thriving civilization. Before the Caucasoids built a giant wall between them. Does anyone else think this is weird? We've got scorpions. We've got scorpiouts. Welcome to Jurassic Hell. We've got the, never mind. So is he gonna, like...
Yeah, that describes that thing pretty well. Also, watch out, Nita.
Okay, and we've got worm demons. But my personal favorite obstacle is definitely the gigantic fuck-off laser. There are, of course, even more enemies, but most of them are just liberal propaganda to make you believe that race mixing is a physical need. And fellas, it's working. But hey, the desert isn't all that bad, as long as you ignore the racist genie quest. Motherfucker graduated from casual to competitive racism.
Alright, later, Max.
What? Wait.
I gotta go AFK real quick.
No! You can't do this to me! Look, the point is, Sumeru is massive, and it's not even done. And also Liyue isn't done. And also Mondstadt. Yeah. But what Sumeru does have is an actually good story. Like, out of all the things I expected, Harvard building an Evangelion was not one of them.
Shinji! Get the fuck out of the Eva right now!
You can't tell me what to do anymore, Mom. I'm finally inside of another man.
Shinji, what the fuck?
I am the all-knowing God. Jesus Christ, they really made this boss fight. Mobile game, by the way. So whether you're exploring deep in the woods at 4 a.m., finding amazing oases, God, I sure hope nothing whimsical happens here, fighting more minorities, I'm trying to be a police officer, or doing the 8-hour gnome people quest, that is a lot of side quests. There will always be a new surprise in Sumeru, and if future content is even a fraction as good as this, then I'm going to be playing this game for a very long time. Because, you know, I wasn't doing that already. What the fuck? Saito, where are you going? This man is fucking tweaking out right now. You know what, guys? Before I go, I want to give you all a fun tip that most Genshin players don't know. The age of consent is 18 years old.
A shoulder for the past, let out the cries, in prison for...
There was a lot going on, but it was incredibly entertaining. And the amount of editing that must have gone into that is astounding, and it was put together so well. I know this is, I believe, a year old. I really hope, because we have now had Fontaine and, well, all of Natlan at this point since this video. I hope Max0r comes back and does an updated version of this. I also wonder, because it was split into kind of episodes, I wonder if this was ever supposed to be a series that was going to be released like one after the other at some point, and then it was condensed into one. Because there are elements of that that make me think maybe that might have been the case, but I doubt it. But anywho, credits to the original video will be in the video form of this, which will be going up later today. And we will be going live once again in a moment for part 2 of Genshin Co-op Adventures. And with that, I will be right back. And to the YouTube video, to our viewers, it's been a pleasure. Check out Max0r. And like, comment, subscribe to both Max0r and myself if you like this video. Till next time. Alrighty. And with that, we can swap to a Be Right Back screen and head over to Genshin Impact. Hope you all enjoyed that. So I switch our stream title. And everything appears to be updated. And we are live. So similar to last stream, we're gonna just go around in co-op, help out some people, and see what we can get from that. Do we have an event update? Oh no, may fortune find you. 8,000 Mora! And a lot. Incredible. Alrighty. I should be able to quickly do a thumbnail swap, because you cannot do that from Streamlabs.